la la la. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. ויברך אלוהים את יום השביעי ויקדש אותו כי בו שבת מכל מלאכתו אשר ברא אלוהים לעשות. יא לה 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 לה, יא לה 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 לה, יא לה 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 לה, יא לה 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 לה, יא לה 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 לה, יא לה 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 לה, יא לה 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 לה, יא לה 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 לה, יא לה לה לה, יא לה 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 לה, יא לה 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 לה, יא לה 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 לה, יא לה 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 לה. Try it this time. ויחולו השמיים והארץ וכל צבאם ויחל אלוהים ביום השביעי מכל מלאכתו אשר עשה וישפוט ביום השביעי מכל מלאכתו אשר עשה. יא לה 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 לה, יא לה 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 לה, יא לה לה, יא לה 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 לה, יא לה 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 לה, יא לה 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 לה, יא לה 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 לה. ויברך אלוהים את יום השביעי ויקדש אותו כי בו שבת מכל מלאכתו אשר ברא אלוהים לעשות. יא לה 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 לה, יא לה 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 לה, יא לה לה, יא לה 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 לה, יא לה 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 לה, יא לה 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 לה, יא לה 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 לה.
We're going to continue with lighting candles for Shabbat. As you are able, please rise as Susan and Graham help us with lighting of candles, and we'll be followed by Kiddush. Here we go. Let's do this. Going really vertical. There you go. Now, before you light, we're going to read this together, you and me. Okay? Here we go. Here, I have it.
As these candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we in our own day be among those who kindle light. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kedeshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahalik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, ruler of all, who makes us holy with commandments and commands us to kindle the lights of Shabbat. Please feel free to join with me in any part or all of the Kiddush. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho b'yahava uvratzon hinchilanu, zikaron lema'aseh v'reheshit, ki hu yom techila lemikra'ei kodesh, zecher letziat mitzrayim. Kivanu v'acharta, ve'otanu kidashta, mikol ha'amim, v'shabat kodshecha, le'ahava uvratzon, inchaltanu, Baruch atah Adonai, mekadesh ha'shabbat. Want some grape juice? Grape juice? Give it a... No. I know.
Okay, that's all right.
Have a seat, everyone. So the whole first part of the service before Baruch Hu on Friday night is called Kabbalat Shabbat, the receiving, the welcoming of Shabbat. Shabbat is conceived of as a lover, as a bride, as a friend. And all those elements are here in our songs. This song is called Lecha Dodi, may the bride come in. In the last verse, we're going to pull a doozy on you. We're going to actually have you face the rear so you can't see the words, But if you have a prayer book in front of you, you can follow verse 9 on page 21. Only when we get there when I ask you to rise. It's our custom to actually greet the bride by bowing there, and I see a bride coming. I think that's Ellie Greenwald, or maybe someone to come in from the parking lot. We don't know. But all we know is if we bow, maybe the presence of the bride of Shabbat will be in our midst. If you know the tune, join in. And if you don't, by the end, you'll know it enough to join in. Oh, and we can dance some more.
Likrat kala b'nei Shabbat.
Getting Jews to clap on 2 and 4. Not easy. Likrat kala b'nei Shabbat. Mikabela.
Shamar zachor b'dibur echad. Hishrianu el hamichad. Adonai echad. U'shemo echad. L'shem tiferet v'liti l'chadodi. Likrat kala b'nei Shabbat. Nikabela l'chadodi. Likrat kala b'nei Shabbat. Nikabela likrat Shabbat lechu v'necha.
Ki mikor ha'beracha b'roshi kedem nisucha. Sof ma'aseh b'machshava tchila l'chadodi. Likrat kala b'nei Shabbat. Nikabela l'chadodi. Likrat kala b'nei Shabbat. Nikabela. Hitoreri, hitoreri, ki ha'orei kumi hori, uri, uri, shidaveri, kevod Adonai halayik nigla, l'chadodi, likrat kala. If you are able, please rise and face the rear. Page 21, verse 9, if you want the word.
Likrat kala,
sing along.
Shabbat, nikabela, ui v'shalom, ateret bala, gam v'simcha, ufsohala, toch emunei, am segula.
Bow to the left.
Oi kala,
To the right. Turn around.
L'chadodi, likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat, nikabela. L'chadodi, likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat, nikabela. L'chadodi, likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat, nikabela. L'chadodi, likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nikabela.
From the psalm, Mikolot Mayim Ravim, the thundering of the waters. And that's what the music tries to convey.
Mikolot mayim rabim, hadirim ishpereyam. Mikolot mayim rabim, hadirim ishpereyam. Hadir b'marom Adonai, hadir b'marom Adonai, hadir b'marom Adonai, hadir b'marom Adonai. Mikolot mayim rabim, hadirim ishpereyam. Mikolot mayim rabim, hadirim ishpereyam. Hadir b'marom Adonai, hadir b'marom Adonai, hadir b'marom Adonai, hadir b'marom
Shalom Aleichem, not the tune you learned it as a kid.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachi Sharet, Malachi Elyon, Mimelech, Malachi Amalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Malachi Sharet, Malachi Elyon, Mimelech, Malachi Amalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Malachi Sharet, Malachi Elyon, Mimelech, Malachi Amalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu Shalom, Malachi Shalom, Malachi Elyon, Mimelech, Malachi Amalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu Shalom, Malachi Shalom, Malachi Elyon, Mimelech, Malachi Amalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Malachi Sharet, Malachi Elyon, Mimelech, Malachi Amalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu Shalom, Malachi Shalom, Malachi Elyon, Mimelech, Malachi Amalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu Shalom, Malachi Shalom, Malachi Elyon, Mimelech, Malachi Amalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Malachi Sharet, Malachi Elyon, Mimelech, Malachi Amalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Zeichem Shalom, Malachi Shalom, Malachi Elyon, Mimelech, Malachi Amalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Zeichem Shalom, Malachi Shalom, Malachi Elyon, Mimelech, Malachi Amalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Malachi Sharet, Malachi Elyon, Mimelech, Malachi Amalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Now that we welcome Shabbat, and it's warmer, Margot, right? Just a little bit. I'm going to ask if you were able to please rise for the call to worship the Baruch Hu. And Chatzi Kaddish before that. Thank you.
יתקדש ויתקדש מרבה ילמד יברכרתי וימליך מלכותי בחייכון ובמכון ובחיי לכל בית ישראל בגלה בגלה ובזמן קריב יאמרו אמן יש מרבה מבורך לעולם לעד מעד מיה יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתעשה ויתעטר ויתעלה ויתעלל שמר קודשם בריחו לילה מקום רחתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דמירה מעלמה ויאמרו אמן.
seated.
Is your mic on?
Is my mic on?
Yes, your mic is on. First blessing after Baruch Hu is for light and dark, and I know the front row knows this.
Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Oh, rain over Laila, Kolel or mipnei choshech, Kolel or mipnei choshech, v'choshech mipnei or. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Korei Laila, Kolel or mipnei choshech, Kolel or mipnei choshech, v'choshech mipnei or. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Baruch atah Adonai, Hama'ariv Aravim.
We continue with Ahavat Olam, a prayer thanking God for the gift of Torah.
Ahavat Olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha Avta, Amcha Avta. Torah u'mitzvot, chukim u'mishpatim, otanu limadeta, otanu limadeta. Al ken Adonai Eloheinu b'shokbenu, u'kumenu nasiach b'chukecha, ונשמח בדברי תורתך ומצוותיך לעולם ועד, כי הם חיינו באורך ימינו, ובהם נגי יומם ולילה, נגי יומם ולילה. ועבדך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים. ברוך אתה אדוני, אוהב עמו ישראל, אוהב עמו ישראל.
Rise as you are able as we prepare for the Shema.
Know this, join in.
Open up our eyes, teach us how to live, fill our hearts with joy and all the love you have to give. Gather us in peace as you lead us to your name, and we will know that you are one. We will know that you are one. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Thank you, Rachel. Please be seated.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבבך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטפטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
We join in together.
And you shall love the eternal your God with every desire of your heart and everything precious in your life, with every sad and joyous measure you receive. Let these words of the Shema, which I am commanding you this moment, envelop your heart. Teach them tirelessly to your children, to everyone you touch. Use them in your speech, whether you sit inside your house or walk publicly upon the way. Say them at night before you sleep, and when the sun and you arise. Bind them in a sign upon your arm, and let them be noticeable between your eyes. Write them in a mezuzah on the doorpost of your house and on your gates. All these you shall do, so you may call to mind all my mitzvot and do them, becoming holy to your God. I, Adonai, am your God, who brought you forth from the land of Egypt, that I might be God for you. I, Adonai, am your God. Adonai Elohechem Emet.
We continue with Mi Chamocha, a song of freedom and rejoicing.
And before we do, I just want to tell you, if you are young or young at heart, I'll be doing a huge circle dance around the entire perimeter here. And you got to put on, you don't need your running shoes, you need your dancing heart. And if it's just two of us, it's two of us. If it's just one dancing fool of a rabbi, then you have a dancing fool of a rabbi. It's okay. Left.
מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש, מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש, תורת תהילות. כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש, מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש. תורת אלוהים עושה פלא, תלך ובניך, בוקע ים לפני משה מרים, זה אלינו ואמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש, מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש. תורת אלוהים אוסף פלא, ונאמר כיבד אדוני את יעקב, וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו. ברוך אתה אדוני על ישראל. מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש, מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש. תורת אלוהים אוסף פלא. ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל.
Boy, after all that running around and dancing, you might want to lie down in peace and wake up to life renewed.
Hopefully not pieces.
השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום, והעמידנו שומרנו לחיים. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום, והעמידנו שומרנו לחיים. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום, והעמידנו שומרנו לחיים. ושמור צאתנו ובואנו לחיים ושלום מעתה ועד עולם. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום, והעמידנו שומרנו לחיים. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום, והעמידנו שומרנו לחיים. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום, והעמידנו שומרנו לחיים. ברוך אתה אדוני הפורש סוכת שלום עלינו ועל כל עמו ישראל ועל ירושלים.
Can you see the English print? Why don't you read that with us too?
Blessed are you, Adonai, who spreads a shelter of peace over us, over all your people Israel, and over Jerusalem.
God is another clapper.
Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat לדורותם ברית עולם. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם, ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם, ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם, ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם, ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש, שבת ויהי נפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם, ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם, ברית עולם.
Well, if that didn't energize you for the Amidah, then I don't know what will. But I invite you to rise as you are able as we begin the core prayer of our service, the Amidah.
שפתי תפתח, ופי יגיד, ופי יגיד תהילתך. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו ואמותינו, אלוהי אברהם, אלוהי יצחק ואלוהי יעקב, אלוהי שרה, אלוהי רבקה, אלוהי רחל ואלוהי לאה, האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון, גומל חסדים טובים וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר מושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני מגן אברהם בעזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע, משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, צומח נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות ומדומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה לחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
Please be seated. We continue with a prayer identifying the sacredness of Shabbat. This is a passage written by Rabbi Abraham Joshua Heschel. Please join with me.
The meaning of Shabbat is to celebrate time rather than space. 6 days a week we live under the tyranny of things of space. On Shabbat we try to become attuned to the holiness of time.
It is a
Day on which we are called upon to share in what is eternal in time, to turn from the results of creation to the mystery of creation, from the world of creation to the creation of the world. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh Shabbat.
Prayer asking God to accept our prayers. Again, we join together.
Ever-present one, may we, your people Israel, be worthy in our deeds and our prayer. Wherever we live, whenever we see you, in this land, in Zion, restored, in all lands, you are our God, whom alone we serve in reverence. Baruch atah Adonai, she'otecha levatcha b'yirah na'avod.
Okay, I'm going to do this. From a year ago, January, does anybody recognize that picture? That picture was taken at O'Hare Airport in January when the travel ban was instituted. And people flooded to airports to make sure that people coming in on international flights knew that they were welcome in the United States. And what you see is a girl in a hijab on her father's shoulders with the sign of empathy, and a young boy with a kippah on his father's shoulders with a sign saying, "We've seen this before, never again." The idea that we must come together at times of threat to the well-being of our community, well, that's obvious. The challenge is when the threat is gone and we find ourselves bound by values that we have to learn how to act upon together. And this is a prayer of thanks for what we have today, but hopefully to call us for a better tomorrow as well. So please read with us.
For the good in us, which calls us to a better life, we give thanks. For the strength to improve the world with our hearts and hands, we offer praise. For the desire in us, which leads us to work for peace, we are grateful. For life and nature, harmony and beauty, for the hope of tomorrow, all praise to the source of being. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha ulecha na'el lehodot.
We continue with a prayer for peace. Shalom Rav.
Please join. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha תשים לעולם, כי אתה הוא מלך אדון, לכל השלום, כי אתה הוא מלך אדון, לכל השלום. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם, שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם, שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם, שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. וטוב עיניך לברך את עמך ישראל, בכל עת ובכל שעה ובכל שעה בשלומך.
שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם, שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים
לעולם, שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם, שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם, תשים לעולם, תשים לעולם, תשים לעולם.
ברוך אתה אדוני
המברך את עמו ישראל בשלום.
With prayers of peace on our hearts, we now turn to the prayers of our hearts, and I invite you each at this moment to offer your silent prayer.
כל יושבי תבל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום ממרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יושבי תבל ואמרו אמן. יאללה לה 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 לה, יאללה לה.
These words are easy. Yalla la 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 la, yalla la 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 la, yalla 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 la 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 la.
עושה שלום ממרומיו, הוא Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Ve'al Kol Yoshvei Tevel, Ve'ru. Amen. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Vayimru.
Every time we gather, we understand that as we've created a unique community that has come together tonight and may never come together again with all the exact individuals, we also realize that there are people who cannot be here, who are ill, who are broken, who are challenged, who need healing, what we call rifu'ah in Hebrew. It's our custom to offer a prayer of healing for those who need of healing, and we've always done the Mishaberach of Debbie Friedman, but somebody found that if you mix Coldplay and Debbie Friedman, you actually get something pretty neat. And so what we're going to do is I'm going to look at your part of the congregation. If there's somebody that you wish to add to our collective heart of healing, I'm thinking of Marvin Reed Board right now. I'm thinking of Art Goldberg. I'm thinking of several people who have had such challenges. You don't have to say a name out loud, but if you might want to whisper it and put it into the air or hold it deep in your heart. When we get to the Mishaberach, you might choose to sing that blessing or simply say amen. Or simply close your eyes and let the prayer wash over you. As I look at your part of the group tonight, please feel free to say the name of somebody for whom you wish healing.
Chava Batilli, Lee Vega, Joe Jarmel, Sarah Jarmel.
Steve Haynes, Jeff Strauss, Sam Garber, Dave Moore, Barbara Rudolph.
When you try your best but you don't succeed, when you get what you want but not what you need, when you feel so tired but you can't sleep, stuck in reverse, and the tears come streaming down your face, when you lose something you can't replace, or you love someone but it goes to waste, could it be worse? Lights will guide you home and ignite your bones, and I will try to fix you. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
There's an old expression, take care not to gild the lily. So when you have such a beautiful moment created by music and heart and words, why would I spoil it with a sermon? Well, the idea is that the sermon is maybe the icing on top, because it is a fabulous Torah portion tonight. Ki Tisa talks about everything from an egalitarian tax that everybody pays called a half shekel, to appointing artisans, Bitzalel, to oversee the work of the tabernacle so there can be beautiful space to encounter God. But really the drama of this week's Torah portion is all about the building of the golden calf. How many of you saw the Ten Commandments? I want you to know, I said this just last night to the minion for the executive committee. I saw it many, many times, but the best time I saw it was in Israel at the Edison Theater outside of Mea She'arim, where Israelis thought it was one of the greatest comedies ever produced. Oh, Moses, oh, Moses. You know, Ann Baxter says that she ripples her fingers through his chest hair or whatever like that. And there's this amazing scene, of course, where we're told by the text that the writing of the stones is divine. And they do that with fiery flames igniting into the tablets themselves. And this notion of how we are covenanted to God, how we accept the law, how we accept the covenant and the commandments was taken up by the rabbis. And there were two basic schools. One said, we're so good. How good are we? We're so good that God offered the Torah to 70 nations of the earth, and every one of them said, well, what's in it? And God would say, well, it says don't murder. Well, we like murdering, so God would go on to the next people. What's in it? Don't commit adultery. Well, we like adultery, and God would go on to the next people, on and on and on and on. And finally, our people, without asking the details, said, Na'aseh v'nishma, we shall do it and then tell us the details. That is so lovely. But the more aggressive midrash, which Rabbi Perman knows so well, is that when the text says that we assembled tachat hahar, under the mountain, God takes the mountain and flips it up like an inverted casket and says, do you accept my commandments? Do you accept my commandments? Leaving no doubt that if they said no, that would be the end. And it's so powerful. It reminds us of our own childhood. See, I grew up with 5 kids and 2 parents in a democracy. My father was very clear about this, alav hashalom. My father said, you all get 1 vote and I get 12. The idea that the rules are good for us, but it has to be under compunction is really, really challenging. And that's why the rabbis do something amazing this week, the week of Purim. In the book of Esther, Mordecai has us recovenant with God through the law without God. Esther, the only book that does not mention God in the Bible. You like your Bible books to mention God somewhere. Esther itself means hidden, related to the Greek word mystery, the same root. Where is God? Esther fasts for 3 days and she prays, but it doesn't say she prays to God. Where is God? And it's as if God is saying, when you were an infantile children of Israel, I had to hold a mountain over your head for you to be saved. Now you're adults, figure it out. And they do. Mordecai figures out a plan. Esther finds her moral courage, and we stand together. And that arc is the one of our own development as Jews, as souls in faith, to go from compunction, my father saying you have to do this or you go to bed without dinner. And by the way, at 8:30 at night, he always showed up with a peanut butter jelly sandwich and a glass of milk because he couldn't stand me going to bed without dinner. To say we go from compunction to free will. That's how you avoid the golden calf. To realize that more and more we live our own lives. We live our own Jewish lives. And so I'd like to end with one of the commandments. Number 5, to me it's number 1 of the hit parade. Number 5, actually it's at number 4. And those of you who know me well know I'm not good with numbers, so don't be surprised that I got it wrong. It says, Zachor et Yom HaShabbat l'kadsho, remember Shabbat to keep it holy. How important is Shabbat? In the Torah, if you violate the Shabbat, it's a death penalty. There's an actual incident in the book of Numbers, and B'midbar, somebody picks up sticks on Shabbat, he's toast. Or actually, he's pulped, because they throw stones at him. And somebody said to me years and years ago, you think you have a humanistic religion. What's the punishment today for missing Shabbat, for violating Shabbat, for not observing Shabbat? And I said, oh, it's terrible. And they go, oh, really? What could it be? It's so terrible. I said, you don't get Shabbat, which in our day and age, where you can do anything you want and work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, is an awful punishment. Every single one of us in this room has been given a finite number of Shabbatot to observe, to celebrate, to express with joy. May the Shabbat that you gather here tonight not be under compunction, but an act of joy and faith and community. Amen. So I am required by temple bylaw to do announcements. Announcements? We're going to get the camp song. So here is a fairly quickly. Susan and Barry Marenstein, thank you so much for greeting our people tonight. And Graham, thank you so much for greeting everybody tonight. There's a kiss, catch it. Our cantorial program is underwritten by a generous grant ongoing from Edgar Snyder, and we are so grateful for his ongoing support of our wonderful Jewish music, cantorial and musical and instrumental, and our choir at Temple Sinai. Tomorrow at 8:30 in the morning is our Torah study in the upstairs in the Lockhart Lounge, and it's followed by the informal Shabbat Minyan at 9:15 in the Barnett Chapel. On Sunday, we have our new set of chugim, which will be the last part of our next door, next generation curriculum that Rabbi Gorban has devised. The Hartman group discussing Israel will be meeting at 9:15. The Bereshit group studying with Cantor Berman will be at 11 o'clock. Next Friday, the service will be at 7 in the evening. And the week after that, through a generous grant from the PNC Foundation, we are bringing Cornell William Brooks, the former chair of the National NAACP, to give a talk called Nightmares, Dreams, and Moral Imagination. We expect to have more than 300 people here from the community. Please come. It is open to the community. The next day, we'll be having workshops in a smaller group setting at the Pittsburgh Theological Seminary. If you are interested in those workshops with an incredible teaching faculty that we've put together for it, please let me know. So that's about it. And just one thing to, oh, excuse me, I'm sorry. The week after that, the night after that, that's Shabbat in the middle of the month. We have an incredible treat, and she was right to get on my case just now, because we have the elite a cappella Jewish choir from the Yale Hillel coming here on the 16th. They're called Magevet. They're going to be here for services. They're going to be eating Shabbat dinner with us, because we're going to have a communal dinner here, and they're going to give a little abyssal concert as well. And we're also welcoming Shalom Pittsburgh in our midst that night as well. So please, if you love music, come to Magevet. If you love social justice, come the night before. If you love both, come to both. Okay?
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
And if you don't love both,
it's
a little Jewish guilt. Come to at least one, if not both. Okay?
And Magevet is really, it's appropriate really for all ages. Right. In addition to, for the adults, we just can enjoy the music. For the teens, it's also a wonderful example of what kind of Jewish involvement is possible on campus. And I've seen the little ones sit in a circle on the floor in front of them and be enraptured with the music. So it's really perfect for everyone.
And a special thanks to Laura and Janice and our band. Thank you so much. Everybody say Yesher Koach to them, please.
Yesher Koach.
And Ethan on drums, great to have you. Wonderful. And if you are able to, we get the next clicker, please rise for Aleinu, our concluding set of prayers.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'Adon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא, ונאמר והיה
Ushema, Ushema, Ushema Echad. One more brief thing. We hope to be able to see you at the Oneg Shabbat in the Falk Auditorium afterwards. Please stay, and if you haven't had dinner yet, have some dessert first. It'll be okay. Then you get 2 desserts in one night, which makes it so special. And one thing I forgot to mention, though, at the end of the month, the last Friday of March is Passover. We are not having Erev Shabbat services then. We are having services the next morning with our friends from Rodef who are coming up for the first day of the holiday. It is our custom here to honor the memory of those who have died, and we do it in several ways. One way is when we actually dedicate new memorial plaques for our yahrzeit board. And tonight we say, to everything there is a season, a time for every event under heaven, a time to be born and a time to die, a time to grieve and a time to dance, a time to throw stones and a time to gather stones, a time to speak and a time to refrain from speech. And tonight our speech is dedicating to Max and Yetta, to give them a permanent place on our wall of honor and memory. We hereby, in the name of the Kaufman family, dedicate these plaques, which will be affixed after our services. Together we say,
Amen.
And as I read the names of those whose yahrzeits occur in this week, if you are saying Kaddish for them, we will ask you to rise so we can recognize you as mourners. At the very end of our service, we'll ask everyone to rise so our mourners never have to stand alone or unaccompanied. And after that, we'll read the names of those who have died in more recent days. So this week we commemorate the yahrzeits of Lillian Aarons, Judy Abadini, Lee R. Amster, and Alberto Arbib, Jerry Balbott, George Berman, Lucille Fleischer Bernstein, Samuel Bernstein, Ida Brody, Ivan Brose, and Sarah Childs, Leah Chodok, Yetta Wallace Davis, and Edna Foster, Abraham C. Frank and Simon Galernter, Sadie Gerson, Joseph Goldstein, and Sanford M. Goldstein, Sylvia F. Greenspan, Sorrel D. Harris, and Bella Hirsch, Nathan Holstein, Elias Honig, and Leon S. Joseph, Willem Urians, Ida W. Kaplan, and Margaret A.S. Katz, Morton C. Katz, and William Klein, Helen Kokoski, Rachel Latterman, Audrey Lebovitz, Fanny Hansel Lebovitz, Albert G. Lerner and Bernice K. Levinson, Abe Lieberman, Jane Lobel, Harvey Myron, Fanny Mindy and Leon Netzer, Frederick Newman, Della Pick and Sadie Ress, Ruth Sacknoff, Joseph Sandor, and Esther Shapiro, Raphael Silverman, Fanny Silverman, and Ruth Fairman Silversmith, Ralph Solo, Paul Stein, and Raymond Tucker, Malka Wax, Sanford Wedner, Raymond Paul Weinstein, Edward P. Weisberg, Benjamin Weisblatt, Sarah Weisblatt, and Marvin Weiss. And now we remember those whose recent deaths we still mourn. Corinne Krause, the mother of Kathy Krause, Linda A. Pelkoffer, mother of Sandy and grandmother of Sydney and Madison, Robert Glazier, the husband of Alan Mason, the cousin of Susan Blackman, Claire Barkley, the wife of Alvin, the mother of Drew, Melvin Krall, the mother of Joanne Chetland, Gloria Nefa Mendelson, the mother of Robert Mendelson, the grandmother of Lauren and Jesse, the aunt of Elaine Weisberg and Carol Stewart, Ruth Kanzelbaum, the aunt of Charlize Farkas. And to these all, we add the names of those who died only 2 weeks ago: Alyssa Aldahoff, Nicholas Dworet, Aaron Feiss, Luke Hoyer, Carol Loughran, Joaquin Oliver, Meadow Pollock, Alex Schachter, Peter Wang, Scott Beigel, Martin Duke Anguiano, Jamie Guttenberg, Chris Hickson, Gina Montallo, Carmen Scheinberg, Elena Petty, and Helena Ramsey, who died needlessly and senselessly for the crime of attending school. We mourn them all and stand with our mourners, as the mourners' Kaddish has said. Yid Gadal, Yid Kadash, Shemei Rabbah, B'yamad Yivarach Yeruteh, V'yamlich Malchuteh, B'chayechon V'yomechon, V'chayei D'chol Beit Yisrael, Ba'agala V'yizman Kariv V'yimru Amen. Yehei Shemei Rabbah Mevorach Le'olam Le'yamei Almaya. Yiparach v'yishtabach v'yipa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shemei d'kudesha b'richu li'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbachata v'nechamata da'amiran v'alma v'imru Amen. Yehei shlam araba min shmaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen.
עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו Amen.
May the source of peace in the high heavens cause peace to descend on all of us, all Israel, on a shattered world desperately in need of wholeness and healing, upon all of us who mourn our beloved dead, as together we say.
Amen.
Please remain standing for our final song. This is a Don Olam. It's a different tune than some of you know, but it's highly participatory, and if you don't know what I mean, you'll get it, I promise. After, we'll have a brief blessing over food so we might enjoy Oneg Shabbat. Adon Olam Asher Malach Yalla la la yalla la 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 B'terem kol yitzir nivra Yalla la la yalla la 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 Le'nasa b'chefzo kol Yalla yalla la 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 Azaneh shemo nikra Oh my gosh. Maybe we won't throw it, okay? Yeah, let's not throw it anymore. Together. Adon Olam Asher Malach B'terem kol yitzir nivra Le'nasa b'chefzo kol Azaneh shemo nikra Echad, you know your Hebrew. Ein sheni L'hamshilo L'hachira B'li reshit B'li tachlit V'lo ha'oz ve'hamizra Adon Olam Asher Malach Can you choose to clap on 2 and 4? How do you think? Watch my hands. Menat kosi v'yom ekra Adon Olam Asher Malach B'terem kol yitzir nivra Le'nasa b'chefzo kol Azaneh shemo nikra. Wait a second. After the blessing. Last verse. Last time. Adon Olam Asher Malach B'terem kol yitzir nivra Le'nasa b'chefzo kol Azaneh shemo nikra Baruchim atem b'voachem, Baruchim atem b'tzeitchem me'atav ha'olam. May you bless every place you come into God's world. May you bless every place you go out into it as well with renewed strength, spirit, and love as together we say.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam Bore mine mizonot. Praise you, Adonai, our God, ruler of all, who makes animal crackers and all kinds of food. As together we say, Amen. Shabbat shalom, everyone.
Shabbat shalom.